Aren't you a passport bro?
I can't hate Hasan. He just is like, I think he's really insecure about some aspects of himself, and I think that I like bring those out, and so he really dislikes me for it. But like, I don't, like if Hasan had the opportunity to push a button and kill me, I don't think he would do it. Like I don't hate him. I don't, maybe he hates me, I don't know. Like, no, I don't hate Hasan. I just like, obviously I dislike his politics and I dislike the way that he's treated me, but there's very few people online that I like, that I have hatred for. I don't even know if I might hate Vosh maybe.
What is going on with Myron? Is he really at risk of losing his channel, do you think?
Myron, if they carry on this way.
No offense, but like, I don't understand why Abba and Preach is worth it. Like, these guys are doing their own thing.
Absolutely not, no.
Well, how do you feel about passport bros, real quick?
What, is this like a meme question, or?
No, genuinely,
Most of them are fucking losers.
I need more time.
But, like, aren't you a passport bro?
What do you think a passport bro is?
No, wait, hold on. You flew, I mean, you didn't go to like a third world country. You went to like,
Just
you know.
when you finish, I'm going to ask you the same exact question. So go ahead and ramble, but I'm going to ask you once more. I'm going to say, what do you think a passport bro is?
Okay. We're regressing like 3 months ago when you used to, or 2 months ago when you used to ask the same cringe questions. A passport bro is somebody who decides that Western women are fucking, or usually Western women are fucking ass. I don't want them. They're not feminine enough. Let me go over to one of these third world countries, find me a brokey chick that is submissive, that's going to obey me and do whatever I need, and bring her over to the United States where, you know, I basically control her. But you didn't do that. Yours is like a slight variation. You just found a 19-year-old.
I don't know why you're jumping so far ahead in the conversation. why are you jumping so far ahead?
Oh, how am I jumping far ahead? Okay, go ahead.
Do you think that every single American that has a foreign wife is a passport bro?
No, because it could be an American that lived like fucking in Europe or worked there.
Do you think that every American citizen that lives in America that has a foreign wife is a passport bro?
No, I just explained to you why. Did you not hear my answer?
No, because you're saying if you live there. I'm saying if you live in America, but you have a foreign wife, does that automatically make you a passport bro?
If the foreign wife lives in America, no, it doesn't. No.
What if what if you meet her while she's living in another country? Does that make you a passport bro?
If you meet her living in another country and then you bring her over and she's the only reason that you're inside of the country, yes, it makes you a passport bro. 100%.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So, I mean, you can't even disagree with the logic.
Well, no,
right?
of course I disagree with the logic, because that's not what a passport bro is, right? Passport bros are typically hunting for people that are in poor countries that you can be very persuasive because you're American, you're white. People look to shack up with you. The competition is really easy or whatever. That's typically what a passport bro is. They usually hunt in Eastern Europe, South America, or Southeast Asia in general. The idea that you're a passport bro because you marry somebody from like fucking Germany or Sweden is fucking retarded. That's not what a passport bro is.
So if she were to be from fucking Bulgaria, you would have been a passport bro instead of Sweden.
Not even necessarily, but it's more likely. And also, theoretically, you could go to Sweden and technically be a passport bro. But I mean, like, passport bro doesn't just mean you have a foreign wife. Like, it generally implies a lot more, right?
Okay, so in the scenario that you're picking your wife out of Sweden, how would that make you a passport bro? Because your definition dependent on it being a third world country where they desperately want to leave their situation or whatever. I guess, like,
if you like go to Sweden and you're trying to find like some fucking girl to bring back to fucking America, and you're in some fucking village or somebody's like, oh, America, and you're like, oh yeah, let's get married, and you meet and you hang out, and you fucking wed each other, whatever. That's like kind of like the passport bro mentality. The idea that you're like going somewhere else because you know you've got a lot more leverage there in the marketplace in order to find like a foreign bride.
Okay, perfect, nice. You're playing it to my, like, you have activated my trap card. This is too easy. What the fuck? Okay, hold on. Did she want to come to America? Like, wasn't that her like thing? I want to come to America. I want to be in America. Blah blah blah. And then you were able to make that, you know, dream come true. You literally gave her something that she wouldn't have been able to get, at least not to the degree that you gave it to her, because now she's like a green card holder and like life's good and everything. Like, just because your intent, and I don't even know what your intent was, by the way. It might have been to like go find yourself a nice submissive 19-year-old blue-eyed Swedish woman. I don't fucking know, right?
Okay.
So actually, I don't know. So I really can't go into that.
No, Melina hated America, and one of the things that we fight about the most for the first year we were together was that I made her come to this dog shit country, and I took her away from New Zealand, a country that she was trying to get into her whole life, and I'd basically exhausted her like visa option for it. So no, she fucking hated this country. She hated being here, and for a while she hated me for ripping her away from New Zealand. So no, you're completely wrong on that.
Also, you didn't find her in Sweden. You found her in New Zealand.
No, we met in New
Correct?
Zealand because she was traveling there, but she reached out to me. She did. We chatted for a little bit, and then I came to basically. I mean, really, it was just gonna be to hook up and hang out. But then we liked each other more, so then she came to America, visit me for a while, and then we decided to start dating. And then from there, obviously, she needs a green card.
And then you destroyed the fuck out of that guy.
Girl.
I'm sorry. Like, no, I'm sorry. I just fuck, bro. I was on the fucking I was on the airplane and I was just watching old Scuffed, right? And I was just looking at you and like the transformation in honestly, 4 years isn't that long, but at the same time, like so many of you fucking people completely shifted. And I remember when I was talking to you about Hasan, and I was like, oh, why aren't you guys friends? And blah. I didn't even fucking know, right? It was just small talk, whatever. And then I realized that because he was so fucking butthurt about you fucking, like, you kind of get personal when you diss people, you know what I mean? Like, you hit them where it hurts, even when they're your friends. Like, you're the type of guy that...
Can you... When? What?
Okay, you want me to, like, give you an
that
example?
all the time, bro.
What?
See, there you go. Thank you. He said you do that all the time.
No. Generally, that's only when somebody else has thrown down the gauntlet first. If somebody else wants to go there, then I will. But it's pretty rare that I open up with, at least on friends, with like really personal insults. That's exceedingly rare. I would be curious if there are any examples of this.
Okay, so he called you, or like in this at least, you know, when I was watching this video, he was like, white boy and, you know, stop bringing up gamer examples to justify political positions. And then you're like, you fucking nepotism baby and didn't work for anything in his life, fucking uncle, owner of Young Turks, fucking useless bitch, blah, blah. Like, you hit him in his deepest insecurity, which I'm pretty confident you already knew about since you guys were actually friends. You can't play like this.
But what
friendly...
did he, but hold on, but what did he just do before that? You even got the full context and you still misunderstood. Yeah, I am hitting him like really deep there, but that's because he just went at me in the deepest way he thought possible, right? He tried to invalidate my position as a political commentator by calling me a gamer, which was a huge contention between both of our communities back then. And then he tried to say that I couldn't have an opinion on some issue because I was fucking white. He called me a white boy, even though he's one of the whitest fucking Middle Easterners in all of the United States of America. So yeah, of course I'm gonna hit him back on that. Yeah, no shit. But again, like I said, typically it's only when somebody else has thrown down that gauntlet that I'll be like, oh, okay, then we'll go hard.
Okay, first of all, true, he is white as f. Second of all, not that I don't want to put all the burden on you, you know what I mean? I did that with the Jonathan thing, like, why don't you reach out, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do that this time. But, first of all, how old is Hasan? 27? 26? I don't know, right?
Right now?
If you
like
already...
29?
Jesus.
How old is Hasan Piker? He might even be 30 plus. No, I'm sorry, he's 31. Jesus.
Wow! Bro, all of you niggas are old. This
Yeah,
is like
no
trained
shit. Well, the guys are. All the girls are like 22.
Hey, I'm not. We're on kick, but I'm not gonna go there. Okay, so
Go anywhere you want, buddy.
the man. So I assume you knew the man was sensitive. I assume you knew everything about the guy, and you still decided to cook him publicly when you knew that the guy couldn't articulate himself as well as you did, right?
Yeah, but
like you already.
The only way, again, if you, and this is why I had to stop doing this, is because I guess of everybody, I guess people like you and everything else. Usually my rule would be is I won't go there unless you go there first. But somehow I guess it always is the case that like people just see what you said and they never see what else anybody else said first. So this is why, like, I guess.
I just say, wait, hold on. But didn't I just acknowledge that he, tried it with you first? Like, he went there first with the whole white boy comment and
yeah, but like
gamer.
But you're making it sound like what I said was like so out of line or so out of pocket, and it's like, well, I mean, like if I said it unprovoked, sure, but I mean, I don't think it is if he's gonna open with those kinds of insults, right? That's how I view it, at least, or that's how I've always viewed it. But I understand that some people think you should just never make certain comments regardless of what other people are saying.
I mean, you didn't make fun of his like dead mom or anything crazy like that, but it's just, to me, it struck me as something as though like two friends already discussed this. I don't think you've ever told him, listen, I feel invalidated when people bring up the fact that I'm a gaming Andy talking about politics. And this is an assumption, you could correct me, but I assume that he's told you like, I've always struggled with this whole like nepo baby, whatever the fuck, like people looking down on me just because my opportunities were given to me by my wealthy, successful fucking Young Turks owner, uncle, whatever the fuck. So you using it against him online for like a simple comment of gamer guy talking about politics kind of felt like a low blow, number one. Number two,
wait, hold on, wait. The fact that I can deal with these comments, I don't think it precludes me from like hitting somebody back in an equal manner. Like, I also, at the end of the day, like, if you call me a cuck, I don't also give a f. Or if you say that like I'm fat, I don't give a f. Or weak, I don't give a f. or Gusano or whatever, or deadbeat father. Like, at the end of the day, like, I mean, I really don't give a like, nobody online, God will judge me, okay? Like, it's not like at the end of the day, these comments, like, truly are hurting me. But if somebody's gonna go there, well, then of course I'm gonna go there too. Why would I not? But it's not like, but then it's like you're saying like, oh, well, you really hurt that person. Well, yeah, but they were really trying to hurt me. Just because they failed to do so doesn't mean I'm not gonna like hit on the same level, right? This is like the same argument that people used to make where it's like, oh, you can't harass that person. I was like, why? They basically told me to kill myself. And it's like, yeah, but it's a smaller Twitter account. That's not fair. It's like, well, wait, that's bullshit. Why would I not, just because it's a smaller account?
No, that's nuts. No, that's nuts. I was with you the entire time. I was like,
no, wait. But you understand that
crazy.
you understand that Hasan's comments to another person in my position might be like really damaging because he's trying to hit me at like the core.
Yo, but you're not another person. You're trying to argue when I was talking about the universe with you and the God's when God created the universe. You're like, it could have been any other way and we could have still had human life. What you're trying to argue right now is a person that isn't there. That's not you though. You were able to take it, and I assume the man already knew based on the relationship that you take.
Sure, but I'm just saying that like if you're gonna go at a certain level, even if it doesn't really bother me, I'm gonna return to the same level. That's just how I work. Well, it's how I used to work. I try not to now because again, people freak out over it, I guess. But like, I think it's totally fair.
Listen, it's kind of based because it's the intention behind it. Like I'm not offended, but the fact that you thought
Hasan's intention was to go like as brutal as possible. That's what he's trying to do.
I understand.
Yeah, okay.
I understand. So it didn't hurt you, but just the fact that you knew he was trying to hurt you with that shit sets you off enough to aim for the head and like go for yourself. I don't care. Even though when he came, you need to realize this, and this is kind of funny. When he came at you, he already hated you at that point. Just like this guy's a dick. But you still looked at him as a friend. You're like, I still love Hasan. I invited him to my streamer house party. Like I really love this guy. So it's like, how the when he hates you, he acts the same way as when you love him. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
It's not, it's not so much that you're making everything so hyperbolic. It's not so much that I still love him or any of that shit. It's just that like I'm generally like more chill and that like if a person's like, okay, yeah, I was out of pocket, whatever. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like don't do it again and we'll carry on. Like I'm generally pretty flexible there, right? Like I was with Sneeko. Maybe even I would be with Zerka. If Zerka showed up and he was like, oh blah blah blah. Although I mean obviously there's a line, but like that doesn't mean that yeah, that's just how I am.
Just because you don't. It's like football players, actual football. They have to fucking flail and dive and jump all over the place to sell a foul, or else, the foul won't be given to them. Sure. So just because, you don't react a certain, I get where you're coming from. It doesn't mean that you don't reserve the right to go berserk or whatever. I get it. Problem here is, this is somebody that you could have spoken to offline. And this, correct me if I'm wrong, by the way. There hasn't been anybody online, and I'm not talking about Dan, who you've known for like 10 years. Like there hasn't been anybody that you've met online that was closer to you than you two guys have ever been. You might have been sexually attracted to the guy for all I know. That's how close you guys seem. You know what I mean? I've seen the edits, right? So for you to like shit on this nigga even though you were close, or I mean not shit on him, just like completely like throw this nigga away even though he felt the type of way, and you guys could have easily just sat in a Discord call like, hey buddy, what's wrong? Like how?
Sure, here's a couple things.
Like,
so one,
what's going on?
There probably were people that I was closer to in my past for sure, but those were my StarCraft 2 days. But two, my policy is if you make something public, I'll make it. Will be public. Like that's just how I roll. I'm like, if you say some public shit about me, I'm not gonna go privately and like mend the bridge or whatever because I can't be.
Chambers. Also, we can't talk about StarCraft days. That's when you were built like a bobblehead. I don't go that far back, Jeebus.
Oh, listen.
Okay, so he said something public. Did he break anything that wasn't like? Oh, wait. You guys, I don't think you're the holdup here. I mean, I do kind of think that. I just think that he genuinely hates you. You're indifferent about. Actually, you might hate him ever since he's become the guy, political guy.
We don't have like the emotional depth towards each other to like even have. I can't hate Hasan. He just is like, I think he's really insecure about some aspects of himself, and I think that I like bring those out, and so he really dislikes me for it. But like, I don't. Like if Hasan had the opportunity to push a button and kill me, I don't think he would do it. Like I don't hate him. I don't. Maybe he hates me. I don't know. Like no, I don't hate Hasan. I just like obviously I dislike his politics and I dislike the way that he's treated me. But there's very few people online that I have hatred for. I don't even know if I might hate Vosh maybe.
What? I mean, damn! Out of everybody, Vosh.
Well,
Out of
because
all
like
people,
Hasan's
wasn't
the way
that
that
great?
the way that Hasan moves is Hasan just wants to like avoid drama, do his shit, not have people like challenging his position or whatever, and just like make cash basically. That's like what Hasan wants to do. And in a way, I represent like a little bit of a threat to that, right? Like because I could be like a better debater, or I could like argue with him about certain positions. Like, and there's no advantage for him to with that. For Vosh, I think Vosh actually like throws away big parts of his potential career because he like has to lie about me and demonize me for like a whole different set of like really fucking stupid reasons. And I think Vosh has been like way more vindictive towards me than Hasan. Like Hasan attacking me is like a 7-year-old who's like really mad that I put them in timeout once. Vosh attacking me is like a 14-year-old who got caught like, you know, setting dogs on fire and now he like maybe wants to kill my child. Like that's like how I view Vosh versus Hasan, I guess.
Damn. I mean, the only thing I know about Vosh really is he's into horse crap. That's interesting. Guys, I'll be on kick or keep, but I won't talk. You know what I mean? I won't talk. I'll just, because I'm on my phone. I'll not be able to run content. We'll see how little Steve's able to handle moderation on his own. You know what I mean? Also, this, like, all of this is like, you know, I'm farming. Right now, what I'm doing is a wind up. I'm winding up, and then, like, the ultimate punch is when I get my fucking, 500,000. That's kind of cheap. You probably get that in a month, right? 500,000 a year kick contract. That's fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make it a 2-year contract.
I get 500,000 a month
pretty
from
good.
kick. That's based. That's as much as Jonathan was offered, right?
No, Jonathan was offered fucking an 8-ball. Okay, he took an 8-ball and a Red Bull.
Doesn't
Also,
he keep
why
saying
the fuck
shit?
is that?
What?
Go ahead.
Doesn't he keep saying that he
Go
like
ahead.
gets offers from all these companies and he like turns down all these huge contracts and shit?
Yeah, he also says that he's a Christian. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
I don't know why the fuck people. I mean, I know why people take Jonathan seriously. They don't. They act as though they do, but he's funny. He's fucking funny. It's good to take it. Like, you think Nick Fuentes is generally built. First of all, Nick is into fucking fanboys. Claps in chat for Nick. I saw the fucking video where he was sharing his cozy analytics, and then like there was like some P-Hub video in the back. Honestly, I saw it. I was like, great taste. You know what I mean? Hey. Shout out to you. But like, what the fuck?
Jesus.
You know what's crazy? Like the super religious Andes, Christian ones, not Muslim, they're always like hiding some freaky, deaky, weaky shit. It's like that Hungarian minister dude that was caught in a 50-man orgy, although he was against like the LGBT in Hungary. It's like, it's that same thing. Must have been hungry for cocks, god damn. But I want to go back to something else that you said. You genuinely believe, by the way, you genuinely believe. Genuinely, right? Let me say it one more time. You genuinely believe that I get to attack this one follower guy because he said go kill yourself, and I get to attack him with my entire army of DDG because he tried to hurt my feelings. Now I'll make sure the guy goes through with it. Do you think it's equal?
Do I think it's equal? Probably not. But do I think it's appropriate? Yeah.
How is it appropriate if it's not equal?
Because who says responses have to be equal? If I walk up to somebody, let's say I walk up to Zerk and I like punch him in the back, and he turns out around and like lays me out, like that's probably not equal. But like I get it. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say that's unfair. Like you should only hit me as hard as I hit you. Like no, I wouldn't be retarded enough to start a fight with a guy that's a foot taller than me.
Do you take pleasure in like beating on those people? And like when you see the message, does a part of your brain like light up like, oh, I guess what I'm doing today? Like that's the part that I don't get.
Yeah, I do get
Oh
that.
shit!
Feels
Oh
fucking
shit!
good.
I do say I like I'm bad faith with the way I fucking said. I mean, I'm bookfucker. I'm sure you're joking, but god damn, if I said that, everybody would have been like, oh my god, look at this bad faith. Everybody says that I'm fucking bad faith, but I just genuinely ask questions. Even you fucking say, I don't know if you're serious right now. I just ask questions and I wait for answers. I even
am
let
serious.
you finish.
Why would I be joking? Hell yeah! Anytime I get the chance to with people that with me, it feels good.
See, you're doing the Jonathan thing right now. I don't like it. I can't see your face. I don't know if you're serious. Don't do
When
that.
I am online, when people attack me, people perceive it as, everybody does, fans, the attackers, and everybody else, people perceive it as, oh, you're a big guy and you're getting hit by a small guy. But the thing is that I don't get hit by a small guy. I get attacked by crowds and groups of people, but I can only ever strike back at one person at a particular point in time. So the people that attack me get the luxury of me feeling like I'm being attacked by a big guy because they're always parts of these huge groups of people. But when I hit back, it always has to be against an individual. So when I do get to hit back, yeah, it does feel good because I get to put a name and a face to the people that have been with me. But obviously to them, it doesn't feel good because now all of a sudden they've like drawn my ire, even though they're a much smaller person. But no, I do feel good about it.
So okay, so you weren't joking then. Okay, so is it like Vlad the Impaler where like you're just putting the Ottoman heads on like sticks and shit and shoving sticks up their ass just to show all the other people, hey, just because this guy's the one who got shot this time, it could be you. Because you need to understand, when people attack you, they're attacking you and like you alone. But when there's like 100 different people attacking you, they're not working together. It's 100 different people. So for you to cook one person and the 99 get away with it, you know what I mean? Honestly, it's kind of exciting. It's like, ooh, nice,
yeah,
I got away with it next time.
I couldn't use that excuse on any other person, right? Like, let's say there's a black person and I make like a racist joke, and somebody's like, dude, that's not cool. I'm like, why? It's just like one harmless racist joke. Then all of a sudden I'm gonna get an earful of like, well, what about the lifetime of oppression that this person has suffered and every other person in their life that's like brought about this type of like hatred and racism towards them? Do you understand that you're just one person in a long line of people that have treated the person? It's like, okay, fine. Why can't I use the same excuse for people that attack me that way, right? You're not just one person saying some shit to me on the internet. I'm a human being. There are hundreds of thousands, or at this point maybe millions of other people that say these types of things. So yeah, of course I'm gonna like hit you back if I have the opportunity to. And if you can't empathize with my position, why would any white person or any like non-minority empathize with any like minority position?
This is how I could empathize with your position. You click the magic block button. How about that? Could you never do that? Could you never just block the people that are saying this shit? I mean, I know, because here's the thing, right? You've done this multiple times. It doesn't stop the hate. Hate just keeps coming and coming and coming. So clearly, your whole idea of let me cook this person to show all the other niggas to not with me, that doesn't work. Maybe how about just block?
Listen, why would the onus be on me to block? If they want to fight, I'll fight. If they want to block, they can block me. Easy.
I mean, do you genuinely think that they want to fight when they throw out a go kill yourself, a f you Destiny, you bitch ass, whatever do you genuinely think, hey, I want to take on this guy and his hundreds of thousands of followers?
Well, exercise a little bit of common sense, then don't fight with people like that. I'm supposed to exercise that type of common sense while I'm moving through like way more difficult areas to navigate. Like if they can't figure out like very basically like, maybe it would be retarded for me to attack somebody 100 times my size. Well, then maybe they need to get smacked down and slapped up a few times in order to learn like how the world works. If anything, I'm doing them a favor. Maybe it'll prevent them in real life from doing something equally retarded, where they actually have real consequences. That isn't just like getting mean people saying things to them for one day on Twitter.
I like this logic. It's like if somebody talks shit and you just knock their ass one time and they'll never talk shit again, instead of talking shit to the wrong person and getting shot and killed. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I agree with you. So sometimes you could respond with physical violence to words. Takes me back to a conversation we've had a while ago. But here's the thing though, right? You have much more to lose than they do. That's the reason why you move the way that you do. And to them, like, the stakes are not the same. You could easily block them. You don't, because you kind of like it though. You kind of like it. It's like, it's easy fun. Let me shit on this person. You know what I mean? Like, don't you think it's a hate crime shitting on Bo Blacks? Like, the guy is on the fucking spectrum. Like, why the f would you shit on that guy? You know what I mean? Like, the guy literally said the Leafy makes a lot of money from the stock market.
Yeah, for the same reason I said before. He attacked me, but he's part. I unblocked him, but then when I looked at his profile picture, I was like, oh my god, this guy looks like the dude from The Mask, and I had to tweet it. So, but no, I mean, like, if he's gonna attack me, like, and the whole commentary community is like siding with Leafy almost, or half of them are, just because Leafy's some edgelord loser that was part of that community. Yeah, of course I'm gonna shut on him. Sure, feels good. We all need to let off steam every now and then.
When you say half of the commentary community, I hope you're not talking about like a Bo Blacks type of guy, because the commentary community to me is like fucking Turkey Tom, Pyro Cynical, like these like if they're not talking about this, then everybody else is kind of irrelevant, to be honest.
Well, Bo Blacks is literally like a YouTuber, like 100,000 fucking subs or whatever. Like, listen, if he can't figure out how to like run his shit, then like he's literally like Bo Blacks is like the worst example you could choose, because this guy unironically has a YouTube channel, like is like a fucking content creator, like.
Oh, yeah, I was just choosing him because it's like a hate crime. Because I've spoken to Bo Black. He seems a bit slow.
So have I. And yes, he is. He's fucking retarded.
I mean, if anybody ever sits in a fucking debate and then says, guys, why are you debating each other so loud? Why are you fucking energized? Like, and then when anybody attacks him, or he's like, I don't know you, I have 300,000 subs on YouTube. I'm like, what the fuck? Then I looked him up and he had like 20K fucking viewers. I was like, okay, like, congratulations, we all could go to Vietnam and get subs too. But shout out to Bo Blacks, you know what I mean? Shout out to him.
Alright, you're being a petty bitch. I want to ask
my question. I'm not being petty, what the fuck? Shout out Bo Blacks. You know what I mean? Shout out Bo Blacks.
You're full of it, bruh. You're Zerking.
Whoa.
Careful.
Call me a nigga with the E up. Don't dare call me a Jonathan bitch.
Hey,
Jonathan fucking.
Tell me with a good time, bro. All right, I had a question.
I wish one of you.
Tangential to that.
Listen,
what is going on with Myron? Is he on drugs? Like I don't watch his shit, but this is like unusually bad. Like
he's around Jonathan. It's the aura. It's the aura of Jonathan. If your power level's not high, you get cooked.
Yeah, there's two issues. There's one, Zerka is probably gassing up quite a bit, and then two, Sneeko has brought in people like Ryan Dawson and like Nick Fuentes to these people too, who are also getting them like super hyped up on the conspiracy shit. So between like Zerka and Sneeko, like I think Myron's brain is like getting fried.
Great content though.
Is he really at risk of losing his channel, do you think?
Myron, if they carry on this way, absolutely. That one stream was unhinged. This is like 2015 content, yeah.
Okay, because I'm kind of getting worried, because it seems like, no offense, but like, I don't understand why Abba and Preach is worth it. Like, these guys are doing their own thing.
Absolutely not, no. It's like the dumbest fights in the world to start. Like, I don't know how you could think that, like, I'm not even like shitting on Abba and Preach, but they're just like not in there. It's just not worth it, yeah. You're right.
Is there stuff we don't see this like behind the scenes? Is the reason why this is so big for them?
Nope. There's nothing secret, nothing hidden, nothing like that at all. That's why it's so fucking bizarre.
Huh, okay. Oh, that's all I wanted to ask. But have a good one, Qorantos. You're good content, bro.
All right, take care, buddy.